Top story tonight, a month long, that is, investigation leaves 8 people under arrest in Mercer County and 7 more detained for further investigation. The sheriff's office tells us deputies executed the search warrant here yesterday on Fairview Street near Princeton.
All right, everybody, it would appear that we've got some Big Lots bandits at large here in West Virginia. Police are currently looking for this duo at large, and we've also got some big busts, and I'm talking drug busts, all kinds of busts here in West Virginia. Let's jump in feet first. You ready, Mary Beth?
Absolutely. Let's get into these wild stories and keep everyone in the loop.
Let's do, my lady. Let's do. All right, guys, let's jump in.
Let's dive in. Here we go.
All right, everybody, if you could see up on the screen right here, we've got where police are attempting to identify suspects who broke into West Virginia Big Lots. This article is by Austin Simmons 22 hours ago. So these here are the suspects. If you guys can see that, I'm going to put this up on the big screen for you guys so that you can see it better. And then we're going to go through the article. All right, so this is out of Charleston, West Virginia. Loop Press. The Kanawha County Sheriff's Office is asking for the public's help in identifying 2 individuals wanted for questioning in connection with a breaking and an entering incident. So B&E, baby, B&E. And we'll go back and there's more footage of them. So the incident occurred, sorry about that. The incident occurred at the Big Lots store located at 7200 McCorkle Avenue Southwest in Charleston. I know exactly where that's at. All right. According to authorities, a significant amount of copper wiring was stolen from the store, and the building sustained damages estimated at around $35,000. So, you guys, that's a lot of money right there. And to me, the copper wiring would indicate that it's probably drug related, right? And we know with drug activity, that kind of scene, that kind of underbelly world, we know that there's violence involved. So let's continue on with the article. So this is the bulletin. We are seeking your help in identifying the 2 individuals shown they are wanted for questioning in connection with a breaking and entering incident at the Big Lots store located at 7200 McCorkle Avenue Southwest, Charleston, West Virginia. A significant amount of copper wiring was stolen, and the building sustained damages totaling around $35,000. Now the images are, they're not very good images, but if you guys can see, that seems to be a vehicle associated with it. This person obviously has the mountain beard going on. Let's keep going. So here's another picture, and then this guy right here. So if you have any information that can assist in this case, please contact 304-357-0169, tips at kanawsheriff.us and www.kanawsheriff.us. You guys, this is very important. Please go through the proper channels, proper authorities, and all of that to, help law enforcement out. Surveillance images showed 2 suspects and a vehicle believed to be involved in the crime. And here's the information again. Anyone with information that could assist in this investigation, is encouraged to contact the Kanawha County Sheriff's Office at 304-357-0169 or email tips at kanawsheriff.us. All right, guys. So that's a large amount of copper wiring was stolen. So if you were to access your database, what would that look like? Like, I believe most of the time when copper wiring is stolen, it's usually drug related.
You're right, Regina. Copper theft is often linked to drug activity because it's a quick way for people to make cash. Accessing a database would show patterns like frequency of thefts, locations, and even profiles of repeat offenders. It's definitely a complex issue.
And, stealing the copper wire, it's not really something that can be easily traced, right? Because if it's a tube of copper wiring, how would they imprint that would be expensive, wouldn't it? To try to leave some type of branding, marking across the whole tubing.
Exactly. Marking copper wire with unique identifiers is costly and not usually done, making it tough to trace once it's stolen. That's why it's such a common target for theft. It's easy to sell at scrapyards with little risk.
Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, guys. So we've got a couple of more stories to get into. So on the back end of that, we showed you what these criminals look like. If you have any information, you guys, like I said, on the back end of editing, I will flash the information up once more. So any help that you can give law enforcement, call these hotlines, call your local law enforcement, but I would call the entity that's actually investigating it, where they were last seen, and I'm sure that they will let the surrounding law enforcement know. So that's what I would do on that situation. So let's move on to the next story. So we're going to be moving on to a couple of drug busts that have happened here in West Virginia, and we're going to look at a little bit of footage. What do you say, Mary Beth?
Sounds great, Regina. Let's dive into those drug busts and break down the footage. Lots to unpack there.
Wait, that's happening now? West Virginia Wire. Regina reacts.
All right, everybody. Mary Beth and I are knee deep in all these drug busts, finding out what our West Virginia law enforcement is up to. And it sounds like they're up to some pretty good things. What do you think, Mary Beth?
Absolutely, Regina. It's impressive to see law enforcement making such impactful strides. These efforts definitely make a difference in our communities.
Yeah, so what do you say we jump into the next story? We're going to be talking about the 8 people arrested in Mercer County, and I think we should dive right in. What do you say?
I say let's do it. The Mercer County bust sounds like a big one, so let's dive right in and give everyone the details.
All right, here we go.
Top story tonight, a month long investigation leaves 8 people under arrest in Mercer County and 7 more detained for further investigation. The sheriff's office tells us deputies executed the search warrant here yesterday on Fairview Street near Princeton. It's a long list, but those arrests include Ronald Mills, Matthew Pigg, Donald McCall, Sean Roberts, Brianna King, Tammy Carter, Dalton Blankenship, and Joseph Hunt. The charges they're facing range from possession of a controlled substance with intent to deliver to fleeing on foot and much more. We have a full breakdown on our website, wvva.com. And the Mercer County sheriff and prosecuting attorney tell us they intend to utilize a section of West Virginia State Code to seize homes and compel property owners to stop allowing drug activity on their premises as they continue to fight back against drug crimes in the county.
All right, my lady. Well, you heard that. I understand their view of wanting to hold property owners accountable that rent out their property, but how about hold those property owners accountable for being slumlords first, right? And if they stop being slumlords and start caring about the property and the grade of people that they get in there and how they treat people, then, maybe that type of activity would significantly be reduced. I don't know. What do you think, Mary Beth?
I completely agree, Regina. Holding landlords accountable for the condition of their properties and the behavior of tenants is crucial. Better oversight and responsibility can lead to healthier, safer communities. It's all about fostering respect and care from the top down.
Agreed. Okay, guys. So far we have covered the 8 people that were busted. Tell us what we covered, Mary Beth.
Sure thing. We've covered the Big Lots bandits, still at large, the massive drug busts across West Virginia, and the 8 people arrested in Mercer County. Lots of action and important developments.
So let's go directly to authorities seize $300,000 worth of drugs in West Virginia. What do you say, my lady?
Let's dive right in. That's a huge bust and definitely worth exploring. All right, so with over 50 arrests, we're looking at a major operation. Let's unpack what happened and why this bust is a big deal for West Virginia.
Let's do.
So let's get into the specifics and see what we can learn from this case.
All right, everybody, let's jump into this. Over 50 people, and this article was 1 day ago, over 50 people in West Virginia arrested for drug illegal weapons charges. And this is from the verified publisher Loot Press. And I will say, I really like this Newsbreak publication. You get different publishers. I don't know how it works, but anyway, this is by Austin Sims. So here we go. West Virginia Loot Press. Earlier this month, the West Virginia State Police partnered with law enforcement agencies from 6 states to crack down on drugs and illegal weapons. Kudos to you. And that's how it's done, in a joint effort. Get these criminals off the street. The coordinated effort, part of the 6-state trooper project, took place from March 6 to March 8. See, also West Virginia man. Okay, we'll talk about that later. During the operation, West Virginia troopers arrested 42 individuals for drug-related offenses and 10 for illegal weapons violations across all participating states: Indiana, Kentucky, Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia. A total of 343 drug arrests and 78 illegal weapons arrests were made. So you guys, here's some stats for you, right? And this is amazing. So this is Criminal Patrol and Drug Interdiction, March 6th through 8th, 2025. So this is important that we take a look at this, right? So this is the number of Indiana State Police, 56 drug arrests, 3 illegal weapons violations. Kentucky State Police, 73 arrests, 2 violations. Michigan, 18, 32 weapons. Then Ohio, 37 drug arrests and 13 illegal weapons arrests. West Virginia State Police, 42 drug arrests, 10 illegal weapon violations. Now, you guys, Pennsylvania, 117 drug arrests, 18 illegal weapon violations. I do know some people in Pennsylvania, so I'd love to get some feedback on what they have to say about all of that. So we're definitely going to check that out. All right, let's continue this article. This is unbelievable. And that may have been the rest of the article. And it is. All right, guys. So, Mary Beth, did you hear those stats? That's staggering to me, the amount of arrests that were made. I mean, and then the numbers that they gave for Pennsylvania, 117 drug arrests. Let me look at those stats again. In Pennsylvania, 117 drug arrests and 18 illegal weapons violations.
Those numbers are definitely in West Virginia, but also in neighboring states. It highlights how interconnected these issues are across the region.
Agreed. All right, let's move on, you guys. Wow, guys, that is complete insanity, and huge shout out to West Virginia. law enforcement, all of it, state, local, county, city, all of you. It was a huge collaboration, a joint effort, and more of that stuff is off the streets. And I just didn't even know there were pressing machines for fentanyl. I mean, that stuff, what was it Cat Williams said, if you touch it, it'll kill you. I mean, you guys, this is nuts. All right, Mary Beth, what do you have to say about this, my lady?
It's incredible, Regina. The scale of this bust and the collaboration between different law enforcement levels is truly impressive. Getting such dangerous substances off the streets is a huge win for the community. Kudos to everyone involved.
Yeah, totally. You guys, please remember, if you have any information that could lead to the capture of these big lots bandits, obviously, they need some kind of help, or they just don't care, I don't know, but it needs to stop, because we the people end up paying for it as consumers. It will trickle down to us, and we'll end up paying higher prices because people can't control themselves. Alright, that's all I got, you guys. We'll see you on the flip-flop. Regina Connell, West Virginia Holler Mama. Over and out.
We're keeping it local, keeping it fun. West Virginia Wire every week. Let's talk the truth, let's hear you speak. From the coalfields to the rolling hills, we've got the facts and the local thrills. What's on your mind, what's making news? Tune in, get the updates you choose. West Virginia Wire, hear the news. Politics and stories, what's shaping you? From the capital to the county line, we're keeping it local, keeping it prime. West Virginia Wire every week. Let's talk the truth, let's hear you speak. Let's hear you speak. It's your state, your voice, your view. Regina's here to bring it to you. The stories that matter from old to new. West Virginia Wire, yeah, it's for you. West Virginia Wire, hear the news.